Hey, an excellent morning, everyone, or could be afternoon or night for you, depending on when you're watching this. My name is Dr. Harry Benjamin. The Wealth Creation Project is the name of our movement, and we're building this on the Xtreamfx Global Academy platform. Very grateful and excited to have an opportunity to just talk to you for a couple of minutes about the idea of renewing our mind. The idea of renewing our mind. I'm in a bit of nature, right? You're hearing the crickets and the birds and stuff in the background. So that's where that beautiful sound is coming from. So as we just briefly talk about the mind and renewing it, some of us have heard the statement that our life is transformed by the renewal of our mind. So without a renewed mind, there's no life transformation. So the changes that we want to see in our relationships, in our health, in our finances, in the community at large, it begins with the mind. We have to renew the mind first. A lot of us are learning what the mind is. A lot of us still do not know what the mind is because it's somewhat studied, but not in enough depth to really have the information widely and easily available to us. It's more available today. Well, a lot of us still do not understand the mind. A lot of us believe that we are our minds as opposed to we have a mind. I see a mind like a fingernail, like this fingernail right here, right? It's an aspect of your being, but it's not who we are. The mind is a set of programs that we have a mind and it gets programmed. Either we program it intentionally or it gets programmed without our intention based on what happens around us, with our family, with our culture, and all of that stuff. So the mind, all of us, our mind ends up getting infiltrated with stuff that comes from our life experiences, and then those programs end up driving our behavior. So as a result, if we're not in the process of actively renewing that mind, then the life is just really a reflection of what our past experiences are and a collection of the beliefs and ideas that we inherited from those around us. So we have to be very intentional about this process. Another challenge that I ran into, one of the challenges that I ran into is that, I thought reading books about personal development was going to renew my mind. I thought that, just putting the audio stuff in, and getting that positive information coming in would renew our mind. And the thing is that it does, but it takes a very long period of time. If you're going to rely on something external to come into your mind to renew it, if you're going to rely on the books you read, rely only, let me say only, because we need to read the books. We need to go to some trainings and attend various talks and listen to various speakers. But what ends up happening is that because a lot of those who are also training and trying to lift us up and move us forward, they themselves are also in the process of learning. A lot of us got information that's not complete. So I went through a longer process to renew my mind than I would have if I'd got this information sooner. And the key thing, the key practice, apart from reading, listening to the audio, getting positive information coming into your mind and trying to flood your mind with positive information that you want to be in your mind, which is very good. The silent meditation piece, that's not spoken about enough. It's not taught enough because that is really where mind renewal happens. For those of us who practice silent meditation, it accelerates and speeds up the cleansing and the purification of the mind, because what happens when you practice silent meditation is that when you're practicing it correctly, you're connecting with your higher being, your spirit, your soul, and as you're making that awareness, not connection, because connection is a wrong word, because we are never disconnected from our soul and our spirit. Is only our awareness. It's just in our awareness that we feel a sense of disconnection. So it's a sense of separation from our spirit and our soul, and we feel like we're inside of a body. All right, so that's just a sense. Now, as we meditate, you start to become aware that you're never disconnected. You can never be disconnected. And as you start to become more and more aware of that, it infuses your mind with its natural love and peace and strength and the consistency and the persistence that we need to be able to achieve our goals and our dreams and our aspirations. All of those qualities that are spiritual qualities start to get infused into the mind. So all the reading and the books and the stuff that you would normally have to do, it doesn't eliminate it, but what it does, it reduces the amount of that you have to do. So you don't have to walk around with earbuds or earplugs, listening to positive information all the time to try to drown out the noise outside, because the noise is not outside. The noise is really in your subconscious, and it's just coming up based on what we inherited before. So I do appreciate putting in the earplugs. I do appreciate reading the books, because that's important as a part of the process of renewing our mind. But those areas will take you a long period of time. I remember when I heard our teacher, Reverend Michael Bernard Beckwith, he shared that it will take you a second, a nanosecond of awareness of your true self eliminates 8 years of study, of spiritual study, right? So understand the power of it. And a lot of teachers, do not yet advocate it strongly enough, because they themselves have not really gone through that process. And some people have some fear connotations associated with practicing silent meditation. That's falling away now, because there's enough university studies about it. Corporations are now realizing its value and seeking to engage their executive teams involved in silent meditation. So the longer that you take to get engaged, you're simply just delaying and holding yourself back in terms of renewing your mind. And remember that our life is transformed by the renewal of our mind. No mind renewal, no life change. All right. Love and appreciate it. All right. Bye-bye.